The Lebanese are fantastic at charming you into submission. They talk, they talk, they talk, and they talk. This is not complicated, right? Let me give you how the President of the United States looks. He says, okay, so Hezbollah to America is a foreign terrorist organization. That means the flag on Hezbollah says death to Israel, death to America. We get it. You're not our friend. Hezbollah in Lebanon happens to be a political party also. In addition to that, the French mandate, this confessional system that was invented in the 40s that says the president of Lebanon has to be a Maronite Christian, the prime minister has to be a Sunni, and the speaker has to be a Shia. It was based on population and census. By the way, they haven't had a census for 37 years because, of course, that relates to nothing that's happening now. The Maronites are all living in Paris. The Sunnis have gone someplace else. And the Shias, the Palestinians, and the Syrians are the majority of what's Lebanon today. So you have the Taif agreement that came in to say, okay, we're going to redo this. This isn't working. We've had war after war after war. We had a war in Lebanon with the Palestinians. Then we had a war of Lebanon with the Syrians. Then we had a war with Lebanon with the Israelis. Then we had a war of Lebanon with Lebanon. Now we have a war with Lebanon with the Israelis. And the Taif agreement says no more militias. You had a Christian militia to start with. The warlords of the Christian militias are still there, by the way. Lebanon is a failed state. There's no central bank. The banking system is bust. Riyad Salameh, the head of the central bank, has been indicted all across Europe. There's $60 billion missing from the Lebanese banking system. There's another $75 billion if you take $50 billion of Euro bonds plus interest. So you have $130 billion of state debt. They refuse to do a gap assessment. They refuse to deal with the World Bank. They refuse to deal with the IMF. The Électricité du Liban, like the Banque du Liban, is bust, is broke. There's no electricity. You have electricity, you need a private generator. You want water, you need private water. You want education, you need private water. So what's the state? State is Hezbollah. You go south, Hezbollah gives you water, it gives you an education, gives you a stipend, has 40,000 soldiers. LAF, Lebanese Armed Forces, has 60,000 soldiers. The only problem is the Hezbollah soldiers make $2,200 a month. The LAF soldiers make $275 a month. The Hezbollah soldiers have 15,000, 20,000 rockets and missiles. The LAF soldiers are driving old Jeeps, some AK-47s. So which army is which? What's happening here? So the idea of disarming Hezbollah, in our opinion, it's not reasonable to tell Lebanon forcibly disarm one of your political parties. Everybody's scared to death to go into civil war. The idea is, what can you do to have Hezbollah not utilize those rockets and missiles? You have a moment in time. You have Israel, who is sitting ready to make border and boundary agreements with all its neighbors. And it owes America a favor. On June 21st, when President Trump sent those B-2 bombers in, he did something for Israel that was an incredible reshaping of the region. So our message to Lebanon was, end this. Forget about the confessional system. You can't say the word Israel in Lebanon. I say this lovingly. They still call it Dixie, south of the Litani. It's illegal to have a conversation with Israel. What era are we living in? Do you see what's happening? You have America side by side. You have Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff, two of the smartest people in the world working for President Trump. You've seen Tulsi and Doug and James all here today. You have a team that's working for the world. Get online. You do not have time. Israel every day is bombing the south. Why? Because you still have thousands of rockets and missiles that are threatening it. They've been very clear. After October 7th, Israel has said, we are going to defend our boundaries, we're going to defend our borders. You put your weapons down, Hezbollah, and we will not have a problem. We're not going to withdraw, and we're not going to have a problem. So we don't have time for this diplomatic cadence. By the way, the diplomatic cadence was used with Iran. And by the way, I like that the Lebanese leadership today is solid. President Aoun, Nouaf, even Speaker Berry. They're trying, but they're dinosaurs. you have to go from the payphone to Starlink, not the payphone to home phones, not home phones then to cell phones. You've got to go to Starlink. And Starlink is you go from Beirut to Tel Aviv. You have that conversation on the blue line, you have the conversation with Syria, and in 4 months you could end all of this. Is that going to happen?